Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking at some science memes and I'll be explaining like why they're funny to me and I'll be explaining the science behind them. Let's get right into this. The first meme I've got for you today is this one. I was gonna tell a joke about sodium, but nah. So you can see it's Professor Fuzzball meme. The humor can be seen on the whiteboard. Milk squared times something is something. Mouse over cheese. That's a little bit crazy, but the thing with this meme is that Professor Fuzzball is going to tell a joke about sodium, right? But he doesn't want to, so he says, nah. So basically, nah is just like a slang of no, so, and nah is spelled Na, which is sodium. So he literally told a joke about sodium while not telling the joke. Okay, so this meme is talking about sodium and chlorine. Sodium says, I explode when I touch water. Chlorine says, they used me as a chemical weapon in World War I. But when you add them together, you get sodium chloride, also known as table salt. So it says like on the bottom, I know it's a little cut off, but I make the soup too salty. So, sodium is very, very, very reactive. You can see it's like burning. Chlorine is a deadly gas. I don't know if it's deadly, actually. It's poisonous. It's a poisonous gas that they were using in World War I, if you know a bit of history. And when you put the two together, when you force them to merge together, they become table salt. The next meme that I see on screen now is a type of molecule called an acid. We're going to get into what acid is soon. The joke is, what do you call an acid with an attitude? You can see it says, give me your lunch. And it's got like a sad face. And the answer is an amino acid. So this acid structure, this molecule, is an amino acid. Although amino in the meme is spelled A-MEAN-O. But in reality, it's spelled AMINO. So it's basically like just amino acid. Get it? So this next one is another Professor Fuzzball meme. Once I told a chemistry joke, I got no reaction. So basically, when you have two chemical elements mixing together, you call that a reaction. So the joke is that there was no reaction. And the science behind this is that as I just said, when you have two chemical elements mixing, there's a reaction. So like if there was like, say you have, taking the example from earlier, sodium and chlorine, you mix them together, they react and form sodium chloride or table salt. Okay, so the next meme is this one. I throw my telescope in the air sometimes, saying, Ayo, I'm Galileo. So this is basically a play on some song lyrics from the song Dynamite, and basically the funny part is that it's a play on song lyrics, and the science of it is that Galileo was an astronomer who used telescopes. So the song is like, I throw my telescope in the air sometimes, saying, Ayo, I'm Galileo. Pretty funny, isn't it? Okay, so this next meme is bacteria. You probably heard that Bach piece that I just played, so you get it, right? So it's bacteria, but with Bach's face on it. These bacteria, or bacteria, I should say, are called dinoflagellates, I believe. In science, they're called dinoflagellates because they have just one thing and then they have a tail. But you can see it's Bach's face, so that's why they're called bacteria. Okay, so for my next meme, if you're flying faster than the speed of light, does the music from your radio play backwards? I think that's a really good question, because here we go. So the science behind it is that basically as you approach the speed of light, time goes slower and slower for you compared to what it is on Earth. Until eventually, once you hit the speed of light, time completely stops. So the question is, if you fly faster than the speed of light, does the music from your radio play backwards because you're going back in time? So good question, right? So basically, the funny part though is that you can't really travel faster than the speed of light, can you? Nah, it's just hypothetical. So that's the funny part. Okay, so this next meme is another Professor Fuzzball meme. Do you want to hear a joke about nitric oxide? No. I know you can't see the no part yet, but it's going to scroll down later. Basically, like, the reason for that is funny is because, you know, the Professor Fuzzball wants to tell a joke about nitric oxide, but then the other person says no. But the thing is, nitric oxide, the chemical nitric oxide in science is NO, which spells no. Okay, so this next meme has to do with the particles that make up atoms. So you have protons, neutrons, and electrons. The proton is saying, I'm positive, and you can see it smiling. The electron says, I'm negative, and it's frowning. And the neutron is, whatever. And the reason for that is funny is because, you know, there are some people who are just like all like neutral, whatever, power as we say in Yiddish. And protons and electrons and neutrons are the particles that make up atoms. And the protons are positively charged. Electrons are negatively charged. Neutrons are obviously neutral, no charge. So this is the last Professor Fuzzball meme for today, this video, and it goes like this. So oxygen and magnesium together, OMG. So like the reason that's like OMG funny is because when you set magnesium on fire and then the oxygen fuels the fire, it will never burn out. And then and also oxygen is O, magnesium is Mg, so OMG. Okay, so last meme for this video. Caution, wet floor. And then on the floor there's a bunch of molecules. There's the white atoms in the molecules are the hydrogen, and the red one is the oxygen. And the reason you have to be careful is because when you take two hydrogen atoms and you bond them with an oxygen atom, you get the molecule H2O, also known as water. And you know what happens when you get water on the floor. It becomes all slippery. And that's it for today. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and that was really fun for me, I must say, but I'm also really glad it's done because this took about 4 weeks of hard work to put together. So, Im Hashem, I'll catch you in the very next video. Sei gesund, Mashiach now.